fucking black people, okay? The last time I checked, I haven't heard of fucking Michael fucking Watson flying a fucking airplane into a fucking fucking tower, motherfucker. Alright? The goddamn bus driver ain't gonna drive a fucking bus into a fucking World Trade Center, okay? Fucking Eugene Jackson and the 10th Ward ain't getting behind a fucking bus and with a grape soda in his hand and a menthol cigarette driving it into a fucking trade center. Nah, you know what that motherfucker wants to do? Take a bunch of snotty white kids to a fucking Catholic school, go home and watch Michael fucking Jordan play basketball. And you got fucking Alex Jones worried about fucking black people, worried about, get the fuck out of here. Worry about these fucking Middle Eastern motherfuckers. How's that, Alex Jones? Worry about your fucking wife and your wife's relatives, you cocksucker. Don't you worry about my black brothers, alright? Shit. When did the fuck have you seen a terrorist act by a brother? When did you see the motherfucking terrorist act blowing up an airplane? Exactly. Motherfucking black man hasn't even gone on a fucking airplane. For Christ's sake. I got black friends that never even fucking been to a fucking airport before. They know what a fucking boat is. Alright, they don't want to get on a fucking boat again. Airplane. I've never even seen a black fucking pilot, man. Have you ever gotten on a fucking airplane and had the fucking guy treat you, be like, hey, how's it going there? Get the fuck out of here. I see fucking old white British dudes flying an airplane. I don't even see the fucking stewardess and the stewardess guy being black. A bunch of white waspy motherfuckers. Fucking I want to see Alex Jones form a protest at 7-Eleven, man. Better yet, go to fucking Flash Electronics. All it is full of fucking towel heads over there. Fucking worried about my brothers. Get the fuck out of here. Shit. Fucking, the next time you see a fucking bombing at a fucking bus station, then I'll get on the condemnation of blacks, alright? Shit. Fucking 7-Eleven. Taliban motherfucker. And the one fucking Pakistani motherfucker drives a fucking Mercedes. Yeah. Really? So the 26-year-old kid that's in the morning, that is the fucking Taliban leader. I see him in the afternoon driving a fucking souped-up Mercedes. Really? He works at 7-Eleven and drives a fucking Mercedes. Okay, tell me he ain't a fucking sleeper cell. Thank you. Fucking talking about the end of the world. Obama's coming. He's taking our guns. Get the fuck out of here. Taking our guns. Worry about the 26-year-old 7-Eleven Pakistani worker who's driving a fucking $100,000 Mercedes on a fucking $7.50 hour job? Yeah, right there, Alex Jones. Go fucking worry about 7-Eleven. Worry about fucking blacks and Obama. Yeah, dumb motherfuckers. See, you guys turned this into a fucking hatred here. Bastards. Motherfuckers. Man, you guys kill me. Guys are gonna give me a fucking heart attack. Guys are gonna give me a heart attack, motherfuckers. Man. Fuck. I'm gonna rape someone. I'm gonna rape someone. My friend Greg Lewald sent me a fucking figurine that he made. He makes fucking figurines of Maltese Falcon. For Christ's sakes, go there. It's titled Maltese Falcon statue of my boy Greg Lewald. It's a fucking 24 karat gold leaf gilded metal Knights of St. John Maltese cross shield emblem, the Maltese Falcon. Comes wrapped in purple velvet with fucking gold cord tie. And packaged real wood exterior. Fucking buy this fucking thing. It's nice. It looks nice. Fucking HollywoodGrad.com, motherfucker. Guys, go to HollywoodGrad.com.
Oh, it is?
Alright, I'm telling you right now, go to HollywoodGrad.com. And he fucking Maltese Falcons. He's got the Chaos Wall plaques. This cocksucker's got it all. Go to HollywoodGrad.com.
We're back, guys.
Right now, motherfucker.
We haven't started the blog talk, so.
Buy it. And then when you're done buying that, go buy my fucking book, you cocksuckers.
I'm so angry, you know, and it's not angry, it's just so, it's like offensive. I'd say my speech is offensive. It's like I'm offended by what I'm saying. Gotta tell you, I'm very offended. So yeah, so blog talk is the intro's coming on. We don't have it started late, so if you guys bear with us for a minute. How's everybody doing today on this April 14th? Beautiful. It's Jesus. It's April 14th, 2014. We are here. We are live. And it's the Rob Black Show. Yeah, I think Blog Talk is on. It was the intro, and it was fucking going and long, and so here we are. I'm just going through these. I'll tell you, it's beautiful out. It's April 14, 2014. We are it's a Monday. Those of you who are still hungover from the weekend. So it's Monday. On Mondays are always the first day back, and at times it gets a little hard for everybody to get back into the groove of things, but I'm feeling the groove. I'm feeling back into the flow. It's a decent day. It's a warm day. It's extremely warm outside. And what I mean by that, it's a beautiful day. It's a warmth. You know what? It's a day that I don't want to be sitting here in this office talking for the next fucking 3 hours, and then again tonight for another 2 hours. How's that? That's how I feel. That's how nice it is out. And it's not too smoldering hot, where it's you know, unbearable, but it's just enough of a nice weather to enjoy the nice North Hollywood atmosphere. This weekend was shitty. It was windy and it was cold. Not like any of the other areas on the East Coast, but out in California here, it was not exactly really nice. But I still had a good time, and I'll tell you guys what I did, because I know that when we were talking Friday afternoon, I was giving you a rundown of what was transpiring and what was going on and what I was going to be doing. Some of those plans changed. Some of them went through, but at the end, I had an enjoyable time. So, hey, life was good. And it was funny because I did not, my phone charger broke. So I had to get a new iPhone 5 charger, this little scumbag. And the only place to go and get one that wasn't going to cost me $75,000 was the iPhone store. So to find the iPhone store, I had to go to Glendale. and I couldn't get there Saturday, and I could not get there until Sunday night. So my phone hasn't been active, so to speak, since we went off the air Friday. So it was kind of funny because I didn't really go on any of the sites of porn. I didn't really go on my email that much. I didn't go on my, Jesus Christ, I didn't go on any of the shit that I normally do, any of that social media stuff per se, because my phone has been off. So I didn't do any of my Instagram page. I just didn't do shit. And we were in Hollywood Saturday night, and I was a little bummed out because there was definitely some weirdo action going on in Hollywood that would have been worthy of taking pictures, but I did not bring the phone. So I just got my phone back. I just got it all charged up, and now I've been trying to keep up or get up to speed of what the fuck has been going on with pornography. I've been trying to go what's going on with the current events. It's been one of those weekends. And it's funny because you never know just how much of a slave you are to the medium of the internet and the phones and all of those things until you go a day or two without having any of your stuff, and then seeing how you kind of forge through life with them. Not having my phone is kind of bizarre, and when I say kind of bizarre, I mean it's kind of bizarre because you're constantly using. There you go. It was probably hard to hear on the blog talk because the sound was not adjusted properly. It's kind of hard to hear, or it's kind of hard. There, I got it. All right. It's kind of hard to hear any news or any of that stuff when you're constantly operating on a goddamn device. So yeah, man, it's weird going through every day without your phone or without your text messages or any of that stuff. It's just very bizarre. So I've been trying to keep up to date, and like I said, it's weird to know how much of a slave we are to that technology until you go. Just try it. Go 2 days without having your phone and just see how bizarre that is. And I'm not talking about if you got some fucking piece of shit, some fucking phone like this where you gotta go to type out a message. You gotta go 1 2 3 1 2, on fucking keypads. I'm talking about having like a real Galaxy or an iPhone or something like that, where you could basically drive a car with it, and go without that for a couple days and see how that is. And then you'll figure, how did I ever get along without, how did we ever get along without these smartphones? How did we ever get along without the internet? How did we ever get along without computers? It's fucking weird. And I'm not too young, I guess that would be the reference, to have missed all this stuff. I'm old enough that I was around before we had cool phones, and before we had the iPods, and before we had even internet. Before I remember the first real internet was that fucking Prodigy. And it was Prodigy. I remember I used to play rotisserie baseball, like rotisserie. It's called rotisserie. I used to play fantasy baseball on this thing called Prodigy. On what the fuck was the computer we had? It was a Macintosh. It was when Apple was called a Macintosh, and it was the Macintosh, I think 512, and it had a fucking, it was like this big, that wide, that big, and it had a screen like this big. I think the screen was black and white, if I recall. And I used to play rotisserie baseball on that, and I used to have a boxing game on that, and it was like these guys, and you could make up your own boxers, and it was pretty high tech for a game back then. But yeah, man, I remember that. How do you know how old I was? I'm 40 now. I don't know. When was Macintosh out? In the 80s, in the late 80s, I think maybe. I don't even remember. It just seems like all like huge blur when you talk about that type of stuff to compare it to now. Like I said, you could never fathom having anything less than a computer that basically will drive your car, they'll fucking blow you, all those things. I can't fathom not having anything that doesn't do that stuff. Well, maybe not the blowing thing, but I can't fathom not having, I mean, when we have a computer and it takes longer than 10 seconds to load up on the internet, we're like, oh man, this is fucking bullshit. What a slow-ass internet connection you got. I mean, it's like a mad rush to figure out why the internet isn't loading faster than 10 seconds. Oh man, jeez, it took me fucking 5 seconds to download that 5 gig file. Oh man, this is bullshit. Never, ever could I have imagined back then that we would have what we have now. It's funny, Patrick sent me these videos of these young kids being shown a rotary phone and a Walkman and the reactions to it. And just their amazement at a phone that was tethered to a cord from the wall, and then you had to stick your finger in the holes and go. Wasn't that the worst? If any of you are listening that remember back in that day, the rotary phones, and you're dialing, and then you fucking hit the wrong number, and you're like, oh man, then you gotta start over, push the button down, listen for the dial tone, start again. Or you dial the number and you don't go all the way to the end to make that connection so it registers. So you do it, you don't make the connection, then you make the connection with the other numbers, and then you just sit there and you're like, why isn't it going through? Oh man, did I not connect all the numbers? Fuck, hang up. Wait 3 seconds. Pick it back up. What's going on? I don't hear it. Click, 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 click. Don't. Okay, now it goes. All right, let's do it again. Oh my God. So I was watching that video, just laughing my ass off. My grandmother used to have a fucking pencil, and that's what she would use to do the numbers because of, I guess her finger was old. I guess when you got old like that, your finger was hard to get in the thing. So my grandmother had a fucking pencil like this big. You get it, stick it in there. and it had, it's funny because it had the pencil marks on where you did all the, you know, fucking, it had those. So you had lead pencil marks on all those numbers. Fuck that. And then the Walkman video was good just because we all remember, who are my age, the Walkman. We all remember the goddamn Walkman, especially the good Walkman, the waterproof Walkman. Well, it wasn't waterproof. It wasn't like you could go in the water per se, but water could splash on it and your shit wouldn't get fucked up. But we all remember the Walkman. It's just fucking, you open it, you put the cassette tape in, and at least, I don't know, maybe once a day your tape would get fucking, you'd be like, ah, fuck! Stop it, pull it out, the fucking thing would come out like this. You'd have to go get a fucking pen, sit there with the fucking tape like this, and just twist it. Fucking, doing this, you're fucking twisting it. You're doing this, twist it, and then you get it, you twist, boom. And it's always that one part then, once you have a tape that's been pulled, that is fucked up. So it's like your favorite song, and it's like, and you're like, ah, shit, man. Fucking ruined the goddamn song. I'm jamming out the fucking Foreigner, man. Jukebox Hero, and it's fucking got the warp in it. Damn. That's the basic same thing of having a scratch in a record. So we went from scratches in records to the tape getting fucking pulled out of the Walkman. Or what about when you're in the car? The fucking thing gets stuck. And you're like, ah! And you gotta get your pen or your pencil and get it in the car dash there where the cassette is. Lift it under and you're doing this. You're fucking going like that. Just pulling it. And you're like, okay, got it. And now you're like, oh man, this is my fit. This is my fucking Queen. Another one bites the dust. Fuck. Okay, man. You know, that's when Queen was really big and nobody really figured out that, well, at least you were young. You didn't know Freddie Gay was a flaming queer. So you were just like, yeah. Nothing funnier than watching a whole bunch of young adolescent kids rocking out the fucking Queen and Judas Priest, and the lead singers are as queer as they come. And you're like, yeah, man, totally rocking that fucking all-leather outfit, dude, with the fucking spikes on it. Yeah. Okay, and you're like, yeah. Fucking another one bites the dust. Freddie Mercury's got the big fucking gay mustache. He's all fucking prancing around, and you're like, yeah, Freddie Mercury. Fuck do you know? You're like fucking 11, 12 years old. You're like, yeah, run. Same thing with Judas Priest. You're like, oh yeah, man. Fucking Judas Priest. Think about how heavy Judas Priest was back when you were a kid. I'm 40, so think about when Judas Priest was all fucking heavy. Think about, you know, Beavis and Butthead, fucking all, you know, doing the fucking, you know, singing the Judas Priest song. Just Judas Priest. It was Judas Priest. Judas Priest. Wah. And then you watch him, and he's got the fucking, he looks like the guy from the Village People. But when you're young, you don't fucking know that he's fucking in the back sucking 7 dicks. So you're just like, yeah, Rob Halford, yeah, metal. I'm telling you, those metal guys, the funny, and Queen wasn't metal. But you know the fucking funniest shit they ever did was the fact that they're um, uh, uh, fucking doing their music, and they've got all these young straight guys. They're like fucking just worshiping everything they're saying and doing, and they're just fucking looking at them, going, "Man, if you guys only knew that I love sucking cocks, it would blow your mind." And they, you know, they got off on that. So that was the era, the Walkman. I think I had, you know, breaking the law, and they're in the fucking, what is it, the freeway, or yeah, breaking the law, yeah. Fucking Rob's breaking the law. He's breaking the sodomy law. Rob Halford's breaking the fucking sodomy laws in the fucking South. He's got dicks in his mouth, dicks in his ass. I'll never forget when he came out and was like, "Yes, I'm gay." People were like, "What? No, what? What? You're what?" It was like fucking. It was like the fucking the doom hammer. What? Fucking all these young kids got hit in the head. What? Gay? No! Freddie Mercury was just like coming up. You were listening to Another One Bites the Dust and stuff, and you know, Flash Gordon. Flash! Oh! He saved every one of us! You're like, yeah, you know, I'm Brian May, yeah. So the whole I love big fucking cocks. Again, it wasn't prevalent. The most was that one song they do where Freddie's dressed up like a fucking woman, and you're just like, oh, that's kind of weird. But you know, when you're a kid, you're young, you're like, but it's not gay. You know, you didn't even know what fucking gay was. But sure shit, as you got older, and that first fucking tinge of someone going, you know, he's gay, he's got AIDS, and he's dying. And you're like, what? You're like, what do you mean? Queen is gay? You mean guys, some English guys with a name like Queen? And the guy who's the singer's got this big handlebar fucking super gay mustache that looks like the fucking leather biker guy from the Village People. You mean he's gay and dying of AIDS? And they really? You just sit back and like, what? You mean that guy who fucking do this on stage is gay? Really? Wow, that's heavy. Like, okay, fuck them fags. I ain't gonna listen to them no more. Let me go back to my Judas Priest. And then someone's like, you know, he's gay. And you're like, what? Yeah, he just came out in the metal mag on MTV Headbangers Ball saying he loves cock. What? What? Yeah, he said breaking the law is breaking the sodomy law. He loves fucking dudes in their asshole. You mean it's gay? Like, what? Yeah, all that leather and the fact that he looked like hanging out at the Blue Onion Club or whatever it was from Police Academy with Steve Guttenberg. Yeah, really? I just thought it was a coincidence that Rob Halford wore the same. No, that coincidence is it's a gay thing. What? No. Yes. How could they be gay? Breaking the law is so heavy. Gay is Elton John. Yeah, well, gay's also Judas Priest. So that was the Walkman, rotary phone, Rock Hudson era of, and of course, Village People. So it's a pretty good videos that Pat sent me. They're quite entertaining, but it does date motherfuckers, and it makes me feel old once again. Horribly old. Really old. Like, and again, I know people who listen to me go, Rob, I'm older than you. Why are you saying you're old? Well, because it's my fucking show, and I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about you. If I was talking about you, I'd say, you're fucking old. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about me. I'm old. Matter of fact, what's even more creepy, and I've said this before, I've actually, when you're at this age, you've lived more than half your life. It's gone. Because you got to figure who really lives to be 80. I mean, seriously, who really lives to be 80? Now, of course, you could sit here and go, well, that person, but let's really be practical here. 80 years old, when you hit 80, you've lived a pretty goddamn good life. I mean, 80 fucking years old, for Christ's sakes. Jesus Christ, 80 years old. Again, think about all the people that are 80 years old and who's managed to live to be 80. 80 is good. You got to figure that most people, you're in your 70s when you shit the bed. Yeah, come on, let's be real here. With this day and age, and all the fucking shitty things and the pollutants and toxins and just overall crappy shit that goes on in the world, which in turn goes into our lives from stress on down. You know, you're 75, 76. You're talking about your expectancy. Nobody's hitting 90s. Nobody's hitting hundreds. And when you're hitting 85 or 86, more than normal, or more than likely, you're, decrepit, and you'd want to fucking be dead anyways, because those last couple years in your 80s, you're just like, every one of my friends is dead. I know nobody, and my family stuck me in this nursing home, and there's this black guy named Jamal who comes at night and beats me and steals my shit. Who wants this? He comes in and goes, hey, old man. You got any of that money your family gave you for the vending machine? Jamal, shut up, old man. Shut your mouth. And then Jamal leaves. And then at least once a week, you get sexually abused by Wayne. And Wayne is the little Cuban gay orderly who's about 53, and he gets off on 80-year-old men. So he at least once a week violates you, and he fucks you in your ass, your old shitty ass. And he likes using your shit that you shit in your diapers. What he does is he waits until you shit yourself, and when he comes in to clean you up, he rapes you and just rolls you over and uses your own shit as a lube. It's called lube shit. And he fucks you. And what are you going to do? You're fucking 85 years old, and you're just like, rrr. And normally, after a couple, rrr, you're just like, fuck it, and you just let them finish. So I'd say when you hit in the ages of 80, life is really shitty anyways from getting raped and robbed in the nursing home. So let's just say that 75, 76 is the age of living. I'm 40. So I would say I got 35 years left. Oh, God. And that's if fucking I don't have cancer of the asshole now. That's if all the blood that I shit is really just from all the pumpkin seeds and red dye from the Gatorade and stuff that I drink, and it's not just from the cancer building up in my lower intestine. So who knows? Who knows? But 35 years. It's just weird to think about, man. That shit's just weird to think about. Your own immortality. it's, will you live for will you get to an age where they can keep you alive forever, where they cut your head off and cyber freeze that shit like Walt Disney or Ted Williams, man. Or that's it, 35. I say at 75 I'll die. That's less than half. That is less than what I've lived on this earth. And that's saying I lived to 75. Let's say I lived to 70. That's 30 years. Oh my God. I hope the fucking world blows up before I die. I'd rather die in a world catastrophe than just die of being raped and robbed in a nursing home. Because I know that's what my kids will do. My kids will they're going to just abuse me. Not them raping and robbing me, but they'll put me in an old folks home. I know it. I fucking know it. I know if I could have kids, if my semen works, and I can ever spit out any offspring, I know they'll fuck me, and they'll put me in an old folks home where I'll fucking be robbed and raped by Wayne and Jamal on a daily basis. I just know it. So, hey, what else are you gonna do? But that's what came to me this morning, or I should say this afternoon, when I was reading going through the email and seeing the Patrick videos, and I sat and watched them while I was having my morning, breakfast, my morning protein shakes and stuff. So that's my morning excitement. That's it. Nothing too elaborate. Nothing too exciting. And we will move on to what can only be talked about as something exciting, something revealing, and something that is something that we need more of, and that's porn news. Oh, God, a whole bunch of shit. Well, I guess not really a whole bunch of shit, but it seems like a whole bunch of shit that was funny went on over the weekend. Besides the news of a neo-Nazi shooting up a Jewish center, besides Jesus Christ, a Russian airplane getting close to one of our Navy ships. And aside from those things that we'll go over, there was porn news, and it seemed like a lot of porn news, but it really is always just a bunch of nonsense and a bunch of fucking people just either bitching and moaning about stuff that they're never going to be able to change, or just people that are bitching and moaning because they think they can change these things, or just a bunch of people bitching and moaning because they got nothing else to do, they got no lives, and that's just something that is a natural instinct, which is bitching and moaning. Or you just got people that are just fucking stupid, and they like to read what they type. I don't know. It's kind of like pick whatever one. So as an update, let me give you guys an update as far as porn news. Friday, and it was funny. Friday, it really started Thursday, and then got to a frenzy on. It started on Thursday, and then it got to an exciting frenzy on Friday. And now it's like it's over. There's really no more fun to it. It's like a 2-day fun time. That's it's really just a fun and exciting. It's fun and exciting. That's basically it. So on Thursday, we talked about the Brad Armstrong movie that he had press releases on and so forth and so on. So we did a bit on it, and then we wrote a story on it, and it went out Thursday night, so it was up Friday. And it was a really good read. It was a great story. It was highly entertaining. We had a good laugh out of it. It was all in good fun. And so, of course, Brad was tweeting up a storm. And we were tweeting back and forth, and we were Instagramming, and it was funny, from pictures of balls to pictures of asses. Me, Brad Armstrong, Axel Braun. We all got in the act of tweeting and doing our shtick back and forth. So it was entertaining. That lasted from Thursday to Friday. And ultimately, at the end, Axel Braun and, more importantly, Brad Armstrong declared, "Hey, Rob, you can like both of us. You don't have to pick sides." So I'm here today, ladies and gentlemen, to tell you all that my support and love has been divided equally now. So I like equal parts Brad Armstrong and Axel Braun. I do. I like equal parts Brad Armstrong and Axel Braun. So when we move into the new facility, I expect to have both of them on the radio talk show, where they can discuss about how awesome they are. And I'll start with Brad as the first guest, and then I'll go to Axel. That will show that I have Brad still on my brain. I just wish that, as his follow-up to a monster hit like Underworld, he would have done something as equally as awesome as Axel Braun's Sleeping Beauty. That's it. That's all I have to say. And now the Brad Armstrong, Axel Braun movie debate is over. I think they're equally just the cat's asses, okay? If it was a complete gay orgy of us three, I would equally let each of them suck on the head of my cock. Not the shaft, just the head. Equal. I would let Brad give it like 5 sucks, and then I'd let Axel give it 5 sucks. And then I'd go back to Brad for 5 sucks, and then I'd go back to Axel for 5 sucks. And when I ejaculated, I normally have 2 big, nice load shots, like, I would give one to Brad, and I'd give Axel the second one, and then the third and fourth little dribblers, I would do it directly on the floor as not to get either one jealous. That's what I would do. So, with that being said, the conversation is over. The conversation is finished. It's done. The loads have stopped. The love fest is done. I have officially gone on record and said they are equally awesome. So, if you guys want to see what I'm talking about, go to adultfyi.com and read the story. It's a hilarious story. And go to my Twitter feed and Instagram, and you can even follow more of the story there too. I mean, they are pretty funny. I mean, it was like a whole comedy saga, and that fucking thing lasted until like, I think Brad finished tweeting me at like 10:30 at night. Seriously. I think he finished tweeting me at like 10:30 at night. I think it was 10:30 at night. Because when I went to Katie's to go and work out and pump up my muscles, I think she looked and saw one last tweet that came through, I think at 10:30. Don't fucking quote me, but I think it was definitely after the Rob Black night show. I think, again, don't be fucking quote me saying I'm lying. I'm in the fucking ballpark, so don't be a dickhead. So that's it. There's the end of the story, end of the excitement. So check it out, you guys. Go to Adult FYI, read the story, and I promise you it's fucking funny, and you will be thoroughly entertained. Another big topic that was on the talking, okay, on the talking board was our report last week about Vivid hiring Mr. Marcus and bringing him back in the fold. And we did a story about that, and one of the bloggers, one of the really irresponsible and ignorant bloggers in this business named Mike South, who has already been caught having sex with women without a battery of tests. This is a guy, and he has his performers perform without tests. He has people fuck Los Angeles porn stars that fly from LA to Georgia, and he has them fuck people without tests, without chlamydia tests, without gonorrhea tests, without HPV tests, without hepatitis C tests. That's a fact. The only test he uses is an oral quack test that you could buy at 7-Eleven or you could buy at Walgreens, and you take a little swab, stick it in their mouth, put in some solution or whatever the fuck the stuff is, and then it will spit out if the person's HIV positive. It's the only testing that this guy Mike South does, ladies and gentlemen. Other than that, all the other diseases he doesn't test for. And his reasoning is that the talent that he uses, the guys, he knows where they've been, and he can look at them and tell if they have disease. That's ultimately what he says, that he knows where his talent's been. They don't work for any other companies, and they don't have disease. I mean, that's the only assumption we can come up with is that he's got the eyes of God, and that of course he could tell if that person has syphilis and tracking through their system. So this guy actually went on and questioned and said that that Mr. Marcus wasn't working again, and that Mr. Marcus was just thrown a bone by Vivid. Again, I would count that as working, but nonetheless, I guess according to a guy who has sex with girls without tests and says he does have tests, it would be in the same wavelength. But Mr. Marcus worked for Vivid and did part of a show with Joan Rivers. And then from our reports, he has been working in scenes on the down low. Now that is what we've heard. Now, this blogger says, well, he's not in the past database and hasn't been in there for 6 months. Well, two things reach out and we find disturbing. A, this is a 2-year-old scandal of syphilis and spreading it in the disease. So if his last past test was 6 months ago, then I would say that he was testing and being part of the system long after he infected 10, 20 people with syphilis. So right there means he was let back into the business and he was working. And secondly, it really is kind of bizarre for this blogger, Mike South, to actually talk about somebody not working in the business and the reality of that statement being true or false as if they're in the past database, which Mike South is not in the past database. So by Mike South's logic, one could say, well, Mike South doesn't shoot at all because he's never been in the past database. But that wouldn't be true and accurate, would it? Of course not. Again, this is a dangerous blogger, and if you try to get any information from this person, just know that 90% of it is a lie. He makes things up. He writes what he wants to. He says they're from anonymous sources, which they're really just made up by him. He makes everything up. He just literally flat out lies about everything. So anything you see on his site can only be taken with a grain of sand because they're lies. And again, his prerequisite of Mr. Marcus not working in the business is the fact that he hasn't been in the past database for the last 6 months, which is completely ludicrous because, once again, Mike South and all of his talent are not in the past database, but yet they were working as of 2 months ago, as of a month ago, as of 3 months ago. So Mike South and his entire crew of bukkake losers from Georgia are not in the past database, but yet they work. We're talking about Mr. Marcus. You're talking about a guy who, when he came down with syphilis, didn't go to any of the industry doctors. He didn't go to talent testing services. He didn't go to Cutting Edge and go, hey, look at my dick. What's up with my dick? And they went, hey, you got syphilis. This is what we got. He didn't do that. He went to a private doctor, and when he went to his private doctor, by his own admission, told everybody that he told the private doctor that he doesn't do porn because he doesn't want his private doctor to know that he does porn. Again, when you are a blogger and you're a liar blogger and you are saying things about other people that are not true, and we get told that we're liars, we get told that we print things that are lies, which is furthest from the truth, because I will every day say, well, tell us what is a lie. Tell us what's a lie that we printed, and nobody ever calls us out on that. Nobody says that they are printing our lies. Mr. Marcus actually went to his own doctors, doesn't tell them he's a porn star, and basically is like, I don't know how I got this. If you read interviews, Marcus says this. So during this whole fiasco that Marcus went through, he excluded all industry doctors. He excluded all industry professionals and basically hid everything. So why would one assume that he's going through the industry procedures now? I mean, it's just stupid and silly. So one of our people were at this week's Exxxotica convention, okay, in Atlantic City. All right? one of our people were at Exxxotica, and they took a picture of, lo and behold, Mr. Marcus. And if you go to Adult FYI, you'll see Mr. Syphilis himself, Mr. Marcus, sitting at a table, I would take it, signing autographs. And he looks like he has a large box, which I assume are his dicks, that he has made from Doc Johnson. I think that's the company that he has a molded dick after. It's called the Mr. Marcus Syphilis dick. And you buy that box, you buy that dick in a box, and it comes with syphilis scars and sores all over it. It's fucking awesome. You'd love it. And one would have to imagine that at some point, Mr. Marcus had to have gone to Doc Johnson and got the box of dicks so he could sell. One would imagine that Mr. Marcus is sitting there at that convention selling product. Once again, our industry is really just filled with people like this blogger Mike South who try to be like good politicians and ask you, well, what's the definition of is? What's the So Mr. Marcus is back. He does business in this world of ours. He does business amongst people that he basically created this avalanche of OSHA, and he created this avalanche of that salvo, that first, like, here's the big fucking zinger for the industry. Here's a guy that faked his test and gave everybody disease. There's people that got disease on set, and here you go. And the entire fucking world knew about the story. This is the guy that did it, Mr. Marcus. And he's signing autographs at Exxxotica LA. He has product that he got from studios here. He worked for Joan Rivers in a production that Vivid helped set up. But according to bloggers like Mike South, Mr. Marcus isn't back because he is not in the past database. The same past database that he refused to basically respect or honor and basically go around to private doctors when his syphilis was diagnosed. So this concept that Mr. Marcus has been ostracized by the very business that he stuck a dagger in the heart of is a lie. What we printed is extremely accurate, and once again, the fact that people try to dismiss this, like these bloggers, is laughable. And when a blogger tries to dismiss that Mr. Marcus is back, once again, it questions everything that this blogger ever writes. So when this blogger puts up people's tests and violations, you have to question them. You have to question the real actions and really what they are. You have to question everything from these people because they put things up without real documentation, without proof. And they put things up and do things that are on, I would call, do-overs. So they go, hey, I've got information on this person who's got disease or this company who spreads disease. And then they put up the information, and the information turns out to be false. And then a month later, they put the same information up and go, oh, but this time it's true. And you're like, really? Well, why was it false last time, but now it's true? Well, because there's a conspiracy. Well, who's the conspiracy? And then you start going down these roads, and we're talking about porn. We're talking about something as innocuous as people jerking off on each other. This ain't the JFK assassination, all right? This isn't fucking Iran-Contra. This is stuff that is run by people that are incredibly ignorant and stupid, from Christian Man to Free Speech Coalition, Diane Duke to Jeffrey Douglas. These aren't elaborate schemes and scams and plans run by top military strategic officers and great politicians. This is run by a bunch of high school dropouts, a bunch of flunkies in life that have now got keys to the porn doors, and according to different bloggers, they are the ones that are conspiring to create this vast wealth and all of these elaborate. I mean, it's a joke. When at the end of the day, stuff is really as simple as Mr. Marcus is back. He's been back. Okay? He has friends that basically have decided what he did was not a big deal. He has people like, let's put it this way. Here's something for you. And again, if you want to debate something, if you want to just take the fact that Vivid threw Marcus a bone, let's just say he's not doing anything. You know, he's not at Exxxotica LA signing Doc Johnson rubber dicks. Remember, the guy doesn't have 2 cents to rub together, so they say. So I don't think he's sitting there with a warehouse of rubber dicks. He had to have gone to Doc Johnson. Somebody had to have set up a deal for him to go to Doc Johnson. Braverman had to have given him a box of dicks. He's going there promoting his dicks with Doc Johnson. Doc Johnson didn't even discontinue the dicks, for Christ's sakes. Again, if you're going to just go with the premise that Doc Johnson or these people are throwing him a bone, Vivid threw him a bone, why in the fuck would it be all right for bloggers like Mike South and other people to actually say it's all right for Vivid to throw somebody a bone who faked their tests and spread disease in the business? How does that, in the grand scheme of things, how is that all right? And then it goes back to, why is Marc Wallice ostracized then? I'll keep going to the Marc Wallice thing, because Marc Wallice did the exact same thing that Mr. Marcus did, except Marc Wallice had AIDS, and Mr. Marcus has syphilis. Still a disease that you could die from, plain and simple. And shit, as far as everybody knows today, nobody really cares about having AIDS in this business. With taking one pill a day, which a lot of people say AIDS is maintainable now, and then people taking the pill that is a vaccination against the AIDS. AIDS is basically nothing. You got gay studios like Michael Lucas that are saying, I fuck my boyfriend who's got AIDS. I take a pill, I do the things that I have to do, and I'm able to fuck them. And I believe that the industry should start to go towards that policy. So you have people in the business that are already now starting to talk about having AIDS is no big deal, and it should open the door for more HIV performers to perform in the business. For Christ's sakes, you guys, John Stagliano's been performing in this business for years. Once again, if your guy's only definition is literally taking your penis out and sticking it inside somebody as performing, you're fucking wrong. You're fucking wrong. Performing is being behind the camera or in front of the camera, whether you're grabbing girls' tits, whether you're grabbing girls' pussies, whether you're having girls sit on your face. That's performing, isn't it? Isn't that performing? Okay. So if you have HIV/AIDS like John Stagliano does, and that's what you're doing, isn't that somebody with AIDS performing? Yes, it is. So in that vein, why isn't every other person that is HIV positive working in this business? Why not? Telling you, I'm going to keep pushing for the HIV positive performers to be working in this business again. If they're doing it on the gay side and John Stagliano's doing it on the straight side, why aren't more HIV positive performers performing? I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be the first person, the next performer that comes down being posy, I'm supporting him or her. They should continue to work in the business. If it's all right for John Stagliano to work in the business, if it's all right for Mr. Marcus to work in the business, why are you singling out other people? Why are you singling out other people and not letting them work in the business? Once again, if you're going to say that throwing, I'll tell you guys, when Marc Wallice, okay, Marc Wallice, when all of that went down with him, he was actually working for VCA. Russ Hampshire, as they would say, threw Marc Wallice a bone. And Marc Wallice was basically put in a back editing room where he was basically given work and all he did was edit. When people found out that Russ Hampshire hired him to edit, they basically forced Russ Hampshire to fire Marc Wallice and get rid of him. Because they said he was a fucking horrible person. He fucking infected all these people, and how could Russ Hampshire support that? That's a fact. Look it up, assholes. Talk to some people that actually know. So if Russ Hampshire wasn't able to support Marc Wallice, why is Vivid and Doc Johnson and these people able to support Mr. Marcus? Because AIDS isn't syphilis? What do you mean? Syphilis could kill you? Al Capone died of syphilis. Marcus gave syphilis to other talent, just like Marc Wallice did. Marc Wallice faked his test, just like Mr. Marcus did. So how are they not the same? They are exactly the same. They are exactly the same. They are exactly the same. So again, when I say that Mr. Marcus is working again and people are giving him work, that is an accurate, fair statement. You then can't crutch it by saying, oh, well, Vivid just threw him a bone. Well, isn't that work? Isn't that fucking work? Again, it's like when the people in this business say, well, John Stagliano doesn't perform. What do you mean he doesn't perform? Having girls sit on your face is not performing? Well, it's not like he has his dick out and he's jerking it. Okay, it's like that. That's the definition now. This business always takes the line and moves it constantly. So, you know what? How about this, idiots? Those of you who actually have relationships where your girlfriends or your wives, and I know this is hard to try to find, but would actually say you being with another girl is cheating, can you guys then somehow get over on your girlfriend or your wife, especially the civilian owners of this business? The civilian owners, guys that aren't part of the production end, okay? The guys that aren't in the production end, guys that are just owning the company. Somebody like Jerry Estrada, who I used to work for, and his brother, people like that. So are you going to tell me that the definition of performing and being with somebody is actually taking your dick out and getting it fucking fucked or sucked? So you laying on a table and having a girl sitting on your face, your wives would say, that's not cheating. That's not performing. And the camera's filming you. You taking your fingers and grabbing girls' pussy lips, that's not cheating. That's not performing, even though the camera's filming you. I mean, seriously, taking your dick and putting it between a girl's cheeks, not sticking it in her vagina, but just putting it on the cheeks. That's not performing. That's not fucking. That's not cheating. Seriously, where do you guys are insane. You know it is. And if any of you had a girlfriend that would say, oh, well, you're allowed to do all that, but you just can't have your dick hard and actually penetrate the woman's vagina. That's where I draw the line. Really, honey? So I could just have her sit on my face and, yeah, go ahead, no problem. Oh, awesome! You know that's bullshit, you guys. And that's what John Staliano does. And you're going to say that's not performing? Bullshit. So why the fuck is there not more HIV people in our business performing? If John Staliano is able to perform, why is Cameron Bay not allowed to? Why is Rod Daly not allowed to? Why is the TJ kid that just came down with the AIDS? That was the last big AIDS. Why is Darren James not? Why is Marc Wallice not? Why is Tony Montana not? Why are these people not performing? And if they wanted to perform, would everybody let them? You fucking damn right none of you people would let them. But you let John Stagliano. You let fucking Mr. Marcus. Why? Why is that different? Personality? What is this, Pulp Fiction? A pig's not a dirty animal because it's got personality? Is that what it is? Because John Staliano's got a couple $1 million to spread around to everybody, so that makes his AIDS something that we could just turn our heads and walk away from. Mr. Marcus, because he spread his disease to 10, 20 people, hit his tests, that is something that's overlooked because he's friends with certain people in the industry, and they're making a pathway for him to try to be able to work. Really? That again, that's all. Why Mr. Marcus does anything with the industry, but people like Marc Wallice were ostracized, I'd love to know. And the only thing you people can come up with is, well, AIDS is different than syphilis. Well, it's not. The way it happened and the way it went down and everything surrounding of it is not. It's the same fucking thing. It's the same fucking thing. He had a disease that can kill you. And with that disease, he had tests that showed that he had this disease. And he hid these tests and performed with fake tests. It's exactly what Marc Wallice did. So you guys are going to say, yeah, but he faked it with syphilis and not AIDS, so that makes it better. How? It's the same fucking thing. It's the same fucking thing. Just if I kill you with a machete or I kill you with a bullet to the back of the head, one takes an hour and it's painful, the other one's fucking a second and you don't feel nothing. There's a difference? You're still fucking dead. Rather you get syphilis and you eventually die because it's untreated, or you get AIDS and you eventually die because it's untreated. Aren't they the same thing? Syphilis you always have in your body. You will always test. It will always show up that you had syphilis, just like AIDS. Again, how are any of these diseases any fucking different? So, if you read the article on Adult FYI, you will see, and you will see, and this is the picture of this weekend. This isn't a picture of a year ago. This is a straight up picture from this weekend. One of our people were at the convention, and they went over to Mr. Marcus's booth. They took a picture. They sent it to me in an email and said, "Isn't this the guy that gave disease to everybody?" And I went, "Yep. Yes, it is." And they went, "Wow, that's weird that he's just signing at a convention." I said, "Yep." I said, "That's the business. That's the business." That's the business. So take a check of adultfyi.com, and you'll see how we back up more factual evidence of people throwing Mr. Marcus a bone, but he's not back in the business, and he's not working again. Amazing. Okay? Amazing. Fucking amazing. So check it out, and you'll get a good laugh at that. And then one of the other things that happened, my friend told me, was they had the second annual Fanny's Award. And you ask what Fanny's is? Let me explain to you. Fanny's is the Fan Choice Awards, kind of like the Teen Choice Awards for Nickelodeon. You know, the porn performers get up, and instead of a bucket of green goo dropping on them, it's a bucket of jizz drops on them. And, oh, wow, I got jizz. Instead of getting green slime, you get jizz. Blah. Telling you, just like the Nickelodeon Teen Choice, this is the Fanny's, the Fanny's Fan Choice Awards. It was held at the Xanadu Theater at the Trump Taj Mahal, and it was part of the Exxxotica LA. It was voted upon by the fans via online ballot. The awards span 20 categories, with adult stars Allie Hayes, Tory Black, and comedian Bonnie McFarlane presiding over the proceedings, which kicked off at around midnight. Fucking midnight. The show also featured performances by burlesque group Peekaboo Review, male dance troupe Savage Men, and fetish artist Rubber Doll. Alright, first off, who the fuck would start a show at midnight? Like, did they also supply everybody in the fucking crowd methamphetamine to keep them up? Because you got to imagine that during the day, everybody was signing and doing autographs and trying to hawk their garbage at this Exxxotica convention. And then come midnight, they're at an awards show. My own, what the fuck? Are you guys out of your fucking minds? Anyways, it must be the time that the Trump Taj Mahal would give them a banquet room. I was like, dude, we got midnight open. Midnight? Awesome, we're in. Jesus Christ, fucking horrible. Anyways, the event was sponsored by Club Magazine, Chatterbait, Arrangement Finders, and XXX Vapors. Fucking some high quality fucking advertising people to present this. So, anyways, the awards are as this. Who's Your Mommy, which is the MILF Performer of the Year, was Tanya Tate. Cyber Hustler, that's the Webcam Girl of the Year. That's Chronic Love. Never heard of Chronic Love, but I got to imagine she sounds fucking black. Thirsty Girl, which is Best Oral, Riley Steele. Super Freak, that's the Kink Performer of the Year, Bonnie Ryan. Then we have Lifetime Achievement Award, Evan Stone. Director of the Year, Axel Braun. No Brad Armstrong. See, Brad, you couldn't even win the fucking Director of the Year at the Fanny Awards, you dummy. You fucking lost out to Axel Braun. There you go, Brad. All right, Brad. Now I'm gonna have to tweet that out. Axel Braun, fucking Fanny of the Year, Director of the Year. Brad Armstrong, nothing. Okay? Now I'm gonna have to keep it going there, Brad. All right. T.S. I Love You. It's Transsexual Performer of the Year. Eva Lynn. Don't know who she is. Whole Lot of Love. And that is BBW, a.k.a. Fat Fuck Performer of the Year. Kelly Shabari, of course. The Who? That's the name of the award. The Who? Most Underrated Star, Ash Hollywood. Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Nina Hartley. Yeah, ask her what college she graduated from, too, will you? Studio of the Year, Adam and Eve Pictures. I don't know about that. The fuck? What blockbuster hits have they done all year that has been better than Wicked or Vivid? That's a little retarded, but all right, nonetheless. You give Axel Braun the Director of the Year, which means he directed the best movies. Well, those best movies were for Vivid. So in turn, the best Studio of the Year goes to Adam and Eve. Makes no fucking sense. But it's the Fanny Awards. Presented at midnight. Okay. Web Company of the Year. Chatterbait. Wow, that's funny. So Web Company of the Year is also one of the main sponsors. Go figure. Come on, you guys. Like, really? It's just like, I mean, come on. Does anybody find this mildly entertaining? It's like we're going to have an award show, and we're going to sponsor it and be the guys that set it up. All right. And we're going to win some awards. All right. Best branding. Arrangement finders. What are the sponsors? Best new product. XXX Vapors. What are the sponsors? Come on. Where's Club Magazine's award? Coxman of the Year, which is Male Performer of the Year. Manuel Ferrara. Okay, yeah, what's he done this year? Anyways. Movie of the Year. TNA. Rockstar / Adam and Eve. Come on. Axel Braun, you're the Director of the Year. Thank you. Studio of the Year is Adam and Eve, and Movie of the Year is a Gonzo movie by Tegan Presley and Josh. There you go. What? So what did Axel win Director of the Year for? Like, balls? Like, what the fuck? Like, ugh. It's like, even our business, when they have an award show, and it's all rigged and bullshit, they don't even fucking, like, they don't even rig it right. Like, they don't even go, okay, this is how we're going to, you know, craft it to make it seem legit and make it seem real. They don't even do that. Non-white Chick of the Year. Ethnic Performer of the Year. Veronica Rodriguez. Have no idea who you are. New Girl on the Block. Female Newcomer of the Year. Bella Knox. Okay. That's the Duke University facial abuse girl. Awesome. Most Valuable Vagina. Female Performer of the Year. Lexi Bell. The fuck is Lexi Bell? Doesn't even fucking hardly work anymore. This past year, could somebody tell me what the fuck Lexi Bell has been in that has been relevant as far as the business goes? Seriously, what has Lexi Bell done this year? Go a year, because this is a year. Female Performer of the Year. Could somebody tell me what Lexi Bell has been in that has just shocked and awed the porn industry? Has anybody got any ideas on that? Has anybody got any Does anybody got any ideas on that? Okay. So that's it. That's the Fanny Awards show that was presented at midnight. And I know it was huge. It was fucking busy, and so I'm still trying to figure out why Club Magazine didn't get their fucking award. Where's their fucking award? Chatterbait got an award. Arrangement Finders got an award. And Triple X Vaporizers got an award. Where the fuck is Club's award? That's all I want to know. Where the fuck is Club's award? They don't have an award. All these other fucking people that were the sponsors, they got an award. The poor fucking Club, they didn't get an award. Bastards. All right. Well, there you go. That was Exxxotica, LA's big awards show. And those of you who did not show up at midnight, aren't you sad? Saturday night at midnight to sit through this garbage. Aren't you fucking sad? I'd have been sad. My friend said he was a little sad. I told him, don't be sad. There's no reason to be sad. Be excited. You got to go. You got to see some of the greatest awards ever handed out, and you got to spend time with Mr. Marcus. Life don't get better than that, baby. Life don't get better than that. That's like finishing building a house by your hands on a hot afternoon and having a half-naked girl walk up to you and hand you a Budweiser, ice cold. That's the satisfaction. That's the satisfying feeling that you get when you have attended the Exxxotica LA show or Exxxotica Atlantic City show, and you've been part of that experience, and you've been part of the Fanny Awards. That's what it means. So I told my friend, I told Little Goldberg, I said, listen to me, Little Goldberg, enjoy it. Don't complain about it. Enjoy it. You just happen to be part of the best thing going in all of Atlantic City. And he went, you're right, Rob. I'm sorry. And I said, all right. Don't get fucking crazy again, Goldberg. And he went, I won't. And I said, you should give me an apology. He went, okay, I'm sorry. I said, I accept your apology. So that was the big Atlantic City show, and I just wanted to kind of put the Fanny Awards in perspective, along with Mr. Marcus hanging out, signing autographs, and being part of the adult business. So it was all good. Anyways, the Rob Black Show. We're going to take a break for about 5 minutes, and when we come back, I will hit on a couple other funny little things before Katie Summers hits us with the news that we can use. Yes, the news that we can use. So we'll be right back after these words. And when I say these words, I'm really just talking about a bit that we're going to play. Really, I'm just going to talk about a bit we're going to play. That's it. I'm going to talk about a bit we're going to play. And I think it's about Gingerland. Yes, Gingerland. So let's read about, fuck that. Let's talk about Jim Israel of the Indianapolis Colts getting arrested for drunk driving. Or Gingerland. Let's talk about Gingerland. It's the Rob Black Show. We'll be right back after these words. Talk about a bit we're going to play. That's it. Alright, so there's some, let's see if there's any porn news. I seen a funny story the other day, and I was going to talk about it, and then I was debating if I should talk about it, because I feel bad for the woman, and I do, I feel bad for her. I feel bad in the sense that I used to masturbate to her, and it's almost like the masturbation now, it's almost like the masturbation that I used to have to her is almost like I feel like I was masturbating to a retard. Seriously. That's what it feels like now. So, I feel bad now. It's literally like I was masturbating to a retarded girl. So I feel bad for masturbating now. So I was debating if I was going to talk about it, but you know, this is the Rock Black Show. We talk about everything. So let's get into some porn news. And can we play my intro song? Thank you. I feel so bad. I feel so fucking bad. And it's, oh man. Alright. Before I do the run down of porn, Jesus, because I know this is going to go forever. So now I feel, now it's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Tommy told me just to keep it down to 20 minutes. So I'm gonna try to keep this down to 20 minutes. That way it's I follow to the top iron rules. So I'm gonna try this. Okay. The other day in an article, okay. And the other day, I saw, and I say I saw, oh man, okay, here we go. Okay. Here we go. All right. So, the other day, I feel so bad. Okay. The other day, I think it was at 8 p.m., announced a very important press release. And we didn't talk about it then, but I felt compelled to talk about it today. Now, in that press release, it was for an advertisement, so to speak, if that's, I guess, what you want to call it, or a plug, if that's what you want to call it, for
Ginger Lynn, yes, the great and old Ginger Lynn. And now, what she was doing was having a radio show on, I'm not really sure exactly what network it's on. I'm not real sure precisely where it was. I think I need Tom Byron to, well, let me see if I can do a search. And it's amazing that when you look at old articles, and it's hard to find anything that is featured in ABN, because they seem to have things out categorized or out thing. All right, here it is. So on the 24th, this was posted. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I feel horrible for talking about this. And you're probably sitting there saying, well, then don't talk about it, asshole. But it's just, it really does show you the mentality of this industry and the people that are in the industry, the people that have been part of the industry, people that are clinging on to the industry, and it makes you feel so sad for all of them, and it's horrible. It really is. Okay, let me just bring this up. So it was yesterday, on the 24th, that ABN ran an article that said, Ginger Lynn responds to recently released Sheen letters today. Adult industry legend Ginger Lynn will answer questions regarding her relationship with Charlie Sheen for the first time. And now, let me explain something to you guys. It's quite amusing that every time Charlie Sheen seems to be in the papers, regardless of what it is, Ginger Lynn seems to pop her head up and glom on to whatever publicity she could possibly squeeze out of this story one last time. And it doesn't matter what it involves with Charlie. Ginger Lynn just clombs onto it and tries to suck the juice right out. Now, the last time Charlie got in trouble, which was during the 2.5 Men controversy, where he was fired and he was going off the deep end, and he called Chuck Lorre a dirty Jew cunt, or whatever he fucking called him. Now, at that time, Ginger Lynn poked her head up out of the blue to announce that she was having a big auction. And she would be auctioning off some of her famous memorabilia with Charlie Sheen. And let me remind you of this. It was posted in the Los Angeles Times. So back in March 8th of 2011, this is where Ginger Lynn really made her Charlie Sheen grab for last and past fame, which is pretty amusing considering that she has a child with Stephen Hirsch that a lot of people don't know, and yet she won't say a word about that. She was booted out of her job at the Manwin radio station, and her partner, Christy Canyon, got a job with Vivid Radio, and who gives a fuck? Alright, we're back. So who gives a fuck? That was our first break. 10 minutes, that was it. It was exactly 10 minutes I'm looking at my board. It was actually 10 fucking minutes. So fuck you. Being that. Fuck you. Fuck you! Okay. Anyways, I was going to hit on a couple. I was going to go over a couple of these quick little story. Okay? And what I mean by that, a couple of these stories, like who the fuck is Bubba Watson? So what I want to know, Bubba Watson, okay, he's now won the Masters green jacket twice now, okay. What the fuck is with the Bubba Watson? Is he like the new Tiger Woods? Because Tiger Woods shit now. Isn't that something? That Tiger Woods, and it's weird because it's funny because I remember when Tiger Woods was playing, and they had every fucking article known to man about Tiger Woods, and he was winning tournament after tournament. And they would have things with his dad, and about how his dad trained him, and made him to be the greatest golfer in the world. And people were saying this is going to be the guy that's going to beat Arnold Palmer records, and just like. And then he got into the beef with his wife there. She beat the shit out of him with a golf club. And he literally has been shitty ever since then. I mean, there is no... Tiger Woods beating all these records is done. You guys realize that. It's done. He will no longer, ever be somebody that is going to beat all these records. And let's face it, Nicholson is older than him and has stayed consistent winning longer than Tiger Woods. So I just this Bubba Watson guy. Bubba Watson. That's all I kept hearing over the weekend. Bubba Watson. So, anyways, I just thought I'd throw that out there because Katie does the news that we can use, and I don't touch on things that are news-ish related. Well, I haven't done it in a little bit, and she attacks that. And as we get closer to the new facilities and the new program format and stuff, we'll be on a different and tighter schedule as far as news and everything, because right now I don't want to fuck around with certain news stories because I don't want to have stories that I talk about and then Katie
brings them up, and it's like overkill, and it's just not good. So I've stayed away from certain news things for that reason. So you'll see as the new facility it gets done, and when I say new facility, we're actually going to be testing out the Katie vagina cam tonight. Yes, the Katie vagina cam, because it was going to go down this afternoon on for this show, but instead we decided to wait until tonight. All the wiring is done, and when Katie does her news, you'll actually be able to log on and take a look at her vagina. Don't ask me. Don't ask me what I'm talking about. But this is something she came up with. That's what's fucking disturbing, is that she came up with it. We were sitting there, and I talked to everybody about this last week, and we were sitting there, and she said to me, she said, I want to get my cam and set it up where there's an upshot of my up my skirt and stuff. And I'm like, and? She goes, that way during the news, if people want to hear me doing the news, they can, but they can also log on and watch my vagina. And I go, so you want to have them, if they want, basically envision your vagina giving them the news? And she goes, yes, I would like that. I said, that is quite disturbing, but yet quite erotic and ingenious all in the same time. She goes, I know. Right? I said, okay. So she's gotten everything kind of wired up at her place, and tonight the Katie news that you can use with her vagina will be debuting tonight. Yes, and I've said before, there's no Robin Quivers doing news with her vagina, so this is going to be something very special in the grand scheme. I told you guys that we were pivoting with our character development of the program, okay? This wasn't a 6-hour program about the condoms in LA. Who gives a shit? So this whole concept of having a 6-hour show that's based on condoms and fucking who's a hooker and who's pimping out who and the agents is something that we something that as the show evolved, we don't give a fuck. Anyways, I was playing with links that Tom Byron sent me, because when I was in the car today, he was like, hey, guess what? And I was like, what? And he goes, the Adult Performer Advocacy Committee website is back up. I said, no. And he went, yes. And I said, no. And he went, yes. And I said, well, I'm going to go to it. He said, well, here's the only problem. And I said, whoa, what's the problem? And he goes, it doesn't really work. And I said, what do you mean it doesn't work? And he goes, well, the site's up. But if you click on any of the buttons, they don't work. And I go, what do you mean they don't work? And he goes, that's what I'm fucking saying, they don't work. And I go, well, what? I go, Tom Byron, I don't understand what you're saying. I don't understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. And he said, let me explain it to you. Very simple. If you log in to www.apac-usa.com, he goes, the site comes up. And he goes, but if you take your fucking mouse, you know what a mouse is? I said, yes, I know what a fucking mouse is. And he goes, put it over the word about on the top. And I said, okay. And he goes, when you click on that, it goes to 404 not found. The requested URL / mission statement was not found on this server. And I go, oh. And he goes, go to educate. He goes, when you click on educate, it will say, 404 not found, the request URL, education was not found on the server. I go, okay. He goes, go to donate. And he goes, and you will find the request URL / donations was not found on this server. And he said, go to contact. And he said, when you go to contact, it doesn't do anything. And he said, scroll down, and you will see your favorite blue windows. That headline that says what we've been up to. And he goes, and you will see the blue windows are completely empty and blue. And they say, December 16th, 2014, we're time travelers. December 15th, 2014, we're time travelers. December 14th, 2014, we're time travelers. And then he said, under that, you will see e-petition seeking opt-in for porn fails, and then the bunch of googly goo. He goes, it's the same site that it was, but now the links don't work. I said, oh. I said, that's interesting. He said, yes. So they at least heeded your comments about the site not coming up at all. But he said, but they did not heed your comments about fixing all of the links. I said, son of a bitch. I said, God damn. I said, really? And he said, really? I said, that sucks. So I said, make sure you put that into the story that you so eloquently wrote that we'll put up tonight on Adult FYI. So Tom Byron said, done. So ladies and gentlemen, there's a story that we wrote. Okay, we wrote it, and it's going to go up tonight. Probably when we get done with dinner. It'll probably go up around 7 o'clock. And that story, ladies and gentlemen, is about the Adult Performer Advocacy Committee that used to feature Jessica Drake, that used to feature Chanel Preston, and that used to feature a website that half worked. Now, it doesn't feature Jessica Drake. It doesn't feature Chanel Preston. And the site basically 10% works. So that will be a great article to read. But if you go to Adult Performer Advocacy Committee, you will enjoy what is there, which is nothing. Nothing is there. There's absolutely nothing there. It's just shit. Nothing works. And, of course, they've lost their two biggest superstars, Chanel Preston and Jessica Drake. And speaking of Jessica Drake, the superstar, she's the subject of a new Canadian documentary. A sexy new docuseries is coming to Canada, putting a spotlight on the private life of adult star Jessica Drake. Love, Jessica is set to premiere on the Movie Network on May 11th at 11 p.m. and is scheduled to come to Movie Central in the fall of 2014. Season 1 of the show is comprised of 10 30-minute episodes. It's just like anyone else. We all have sex. I just do it on camera, Drake said. The show comes from the creators of The Right Hand, a EWL Media. The team includes executive producer Richard Arnold, producer Lynette Lanning, and director Kay Sormakum. Jessica Drake is a kind of strong person who is also a professional and business savvy, Arnold said. She and her partner Brad Armstrong are the power couple who challenged what people think of typical adult performers, and the trailer can be seen on YouTube. Well, that power couple, it might only be half a power couple, because Brian Armstrong is not the Director of the Year from the Fanny Awards. So, sorry, Brad. It looks like Jessica might be powering this couple more than Brad Armstrong. And if there's any indication of that movie that's coming out, woo, I would say Jessica Drake is going to be more like the star, and Brad Armstrong is going to be carrying her bag. It's going to be the roadie, because let's face it, Jessica Drake's star is on the rise. It's on the top. Starring in Axel Braun movies, who coincidentally is the Fanny Director of the Year. And Brad Armstrong is working on a snooze fest and is nothing from Fanny Awards. So, ladies and gentlemen, check the documentary out. It's a Canadian documentary, and it's called, once again, Love Jessica. So check that out. And I was told in an email right now that there are shots of Brad Armstrong carrying Jessica Drake's bags. Yes, I've seen that. And that's a shame. That's a fucking shame. Okay? As big as Brad is, and as big as he used to be, carrying Jessica Drake's bags around is fucked up. Okay? It's fucked up. And I was told that they have a segment in there when they're on an Axel Braun set, and Axel pulls up in his Bentley, and Jessica gets out of the Bentley with Axel, and they just got done having a dinner or a lunch at the Ivy before a shooting of Snow White. And they have rose petals thrown on the floor, and Jessica walks on the Axel Braun set on rose petals, where she performs in her Snow White scene. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you're talking about this year's Fanny Award Director of the Year, Axel Braun. So I'm excited to see all these people that are in this Love Jessica. And God damn it, I can't wait. It's going to be action-packed. I'm hoping there's some fucking karate in it. I'm hoping at some point Jessica fucking does some karate. It shows her at the karate studio doing some karate, some kung fu. Possibly she's doing nunchucks. Possibly she's working on Chinese throwing stars. And we'll be able to fully get into this character. So I'm excited about this. And when it comes out and it's available, I will be promoting it. That's the bottom line, because Rob Black said so. So I wanted to get to that quick before we get into some news. That was, I felt, a really big one. I mean, let's face it. We're talking about big action. Okay, we're talking about Axel Braun. We're talking about big fucking action. And that's what it's about, big action. So, anyways. I'm listening to the, what's it called? My stupid Blog Talk is getting ready to sign off. So they're like, hey, we're almost done here. Yeah, baby. So, Blog Talkers, we'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys, as always, are the best. And thank you, as always, for listening to us. And I hope you were thoroughly entertained. All right. Goodbye, Blog Talk. Bye-bye. So, that's it. Blog Talk left. Goodbye. They're gone. They left us, everybody. And now we are just left with the Rob Black Show. That's what we're left with. The Rob Black Show. Yes. The Rob Black Show. And go to it. AdultFYI.com. TheRobBlackShow.com. go to both those channels right now, and you can listen to us live. You can watch us live, and you will enjoy us. So go there now, you sons of bitches. Thank you. All right, we are ready. I think we're ready. I gotta check the old messaging here. Okay. I gotta check the old messaging here, and we will get confirmation from the beautiful, the lovely, the talented, the ever vivacious Katie Summers when she's ready for the news that we can use, and hopefully she'll give us some news about the guy with no legs, the South African guy with no legs that shot his girlfriend in the fucking face like 17 times because he thought she was an intruder, and then it turns out she wasn't an intruder. She was just getting a glass of water. Shot her right in her fucking face. But they had to stop the trial today, I seen, because he was crying hysterically. It's all this fucking guy does. His people told him, listen, Prosterio, whatever his fucking name is, every time you get on the stand and you're talking, just start fucking crying hysterically. Just keep crying and cry and cry and keep crying some more. And when you can't cry anymore, cry some more. And just keep crying and crying. That's literally all. That's all they do is cry and cry and cry some more. Oh man, it's fucking hilarious. Not that he shot his girlfriend in the face. Okay, that's not that funny. I mean, it's not funny. Okay, it's not funny. Okay, but there is a sense of humor in a guy thinking there's an intruder, not checking that his girlfriend or wife was in bed or not in bed, and just you just fucking fired through a door. Think about it. The guy's an Olympic athlete. He's got no legs, and he has basically risen against all odds and competed and gone through life with having nubs and fake prosthetics. And so this guy is a fighter. This guy is a tough guy at the end of the day. And the fact that he'd just be laying in bed and he hears something like a little fucking rattling in the kitchen and immediately grabs his fucking gun from his dresser drawer, jumps up and walks over and just goes bang, 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 like terrified. And then goes, oh my God, I wonder if I shot my girlfriend. And then he looks and she's not in bed and goes, oh gee, I guess I shot my girlfriend. There's a brief moment of comedy in my mind that one would believe that is going to fly. And I guess in South Africa, that's something that you possibly go, this is how I'll get away with killing my girl. I'm going to say that I thought she was, that's like worse than OJ. That's worse than, what's his name? Robert Blake? Who was that it? Robert Blake? The Beretta guy who was with his girlfriend and they went to dinner and he went into the restaurant and put his gun behind the counter of his favorite restaurant and said, hey man, let me put my gun here. And then he went to the car with his girlfriend, got in the car and went, oh shit baby, I forgot my gun. And then he went back in this fucking restaurant to get his gun, and when he came out, she had a bullet wound in her fucking head and was dead. And that was pretty comical. He got off But I mean, come on now. This kid, how do you fucking just? This is like Phil Spector shit. I mean, this is like fucking just bizarre. So if this kid was in America, he would have already been fucking found guilty. And they definitely in America don't stop so you can fucking cry. Literally, they've stopped this proceeding like 4 different times because this guy would break down and start crying. At one point, the judge would be like, dude, I know you're bullshitting, okay, asshole? Stop it. Stop with the heavy crying, jerk off. But this guy, Jesus Christ, he's just, this guy's got to fucking get found guilty for Christ's sakes. Anyways. And then, of course, you all know Manny Pacquiao won his fight against Bradley. Okay? Pacquiao won his fight against Bradley. And now the question is, Katie goes, don't talk mainstream news. Now the question is, when will he fight? When will he fight Floyd Mayweather? That's what we want to know. That's all I'm talking about, Katie Summers. That was it. I know you're not going to talk about any of that. I know you're not going to talk about Manny Pacquiao. And I know you're not going to talk about the guy with no legs. Okay? I know you're not going to talk about those things. So, that's why we talk about them. But, yeah, so Manny Pacquiao won, you guys. But did anybody think he wouldn't win? Did anybody think that he would not be winning that fight? There's no way in hell did I think Manny wouldn't win that award. Okay, let's face it. Manny was going to win that, and he was going to fucking get in line for this fight with Mayweather. So now it's a matter of Mayweather and Pacquiao doing it. I don't know why Mayweather just won't. You know it's up to Mayweather. It ain't up to Pacquiao. You know it's up to fucking Mayweather. So you wonder why they just don't do it. Because I think Mayweather will beat Pacquiao. I don't think Pacquiao's as good as he was when they were going to fight before, and it fell through. I think when they were going to fight before a couple years ago, Pacquiao was better than Mayweather. Pacquiao, I think, is a little bit older and has had his head wrung a little bit more than Mayweather. So I think Mayweather would beat Pac. Right now, I think the fight would be it would go with Mayweather, but we'll see. We'll see. I think Mayweather would fucking give Pacquiao a little beating. So we'll see if that's going to go down. I got to imagine it's going to go down because it's the only fight that is really on the table for both those boxers that makes any sense and that people want to see. Because the next fight that Mayweather's fighting is really just a shitty fucking, it's just shitty. Marcos Medina. It's crappy. Seriously, that's a crappy fucking fight. So Mayweather is probably going to give that kid a fucking beat. And then after that, yeah, you really would be. I honestly think the fight will get done because there is no other fights for either of them to go with, and I don't think the fans will buy a pay-per-view from Pacquiao and Mayweather unless they're fighting each other this time around, because right now they both fought at the same time. So Pacquiao just got done fighting, and 3 weeks from now Mayweather's going to fight. So the timing is perfect, meaning both of them, in theory, would set up their next fights. So right now, both of them would set up their next fights, and there's no reason, sometimes you have a fighter who's getting ready to fight a week from now, and then you have a fighter that's already locked in to fight another guy 6 months from now. So now you're starting talking about fighting, and okay, it won't happen for a year from now. But right now, both these fighters don't have anybody on the table for them to fight. They have no contract signed. So in theory, right now, Pacquiao and Mayweather can get ready and sign a deal in fucking 3.5 weeks, because Mayweather's fight goes down in 3 weeks. The day after, they have the contracts ready. They set it up for a summer super fight that would probably do, Jesus Christ, I don't know, 10 million buys, probably. Probably be bigger than when Tyson fought Lennox Lewis, or when Tyson fought Michael Spinks, or when Jesus, I'm trying to name all the other mega Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield fights that were just off the fucking hook as far as buy rates. This would be the biggest grossing sporting event ever. It would beat out every boxing event there was. So I think it will go down, because ultimately, you guys, what happens in boxing, because even when people throw around that there's not, boxing sucks, UFC's better, and I went through this before with you, and I told you, when it comes to dollars and cents, the boxing has more fans and more people that watch it just based on the buy rates. Because you could have a UFC pay-per-view every fucking month and have 500,000 people buy that pay-per-view. Okay, great. But guess what? You have one boxing pay-per-view with Pacquiao's and Mayweather's, and their one pay-per-view draws more than what an entire UFC pay-per-view schedule does. It's just the facts. It's just the facts. So you basically have Mayweather and Pacquiao. What they do is they go, and even for small fights, they still do 1 million or 2 buys. So even their small fights, where Pacquiao's going to beat up Bradley, they still do 1 million or 2 buys. So they still outbuy a UFC event, and Pacquiao will still make 15 million, 20 million. Same thing with Mayweather. He'll still do that. So these guys want to try to make more money before they fight each other. Because once they fight each other, if it's a lopsided fight and it's not good, they're fucked. One of them's fucked. The one's done for making money, and the other one is basically done because there's nobody else out there to fight. So they got to hope that the fight is something close. It goes 10, 11, 12 rounds, beating the shit out of each other. And at the end of the day, whoever wins is close enough that they can go into a rematch. So that's the gimmick. So let's see if Katie's ready. Normally she tells me, I'm ready. So we'll see if the Katie baby's ready. Let's see. Yeah, see. I was looking at the Mayweather article talking about how one of the ways that would draw this fight out would be if there's a dismal pay-per-view on May 3rd. And it ain't going to be fucking dismal, because they even said, albeit unlikely. Even with fucking Mayweather fighting somebody that people know that he's going to beat, they will fucking, they'll still do a couple million buys. So let's get Katie Baby on the phone right now. And here we go for the Katie Baby. This is the news that we can use, ladies and gentlemen. So get ready. If you're on YouTube right now watching us, click over to the robblackshow.com. Click over to adultfyi.com if you want to see Katie Summers right now. Katie Baby, this is the Rob Black program. You are Katie Baby, Katie Summers. This is news that you can use. And we are ready right now. Give it to us. And the only reason I was waiting for you to say, hey, I'm ready. You just said, I'm getting ready to sign on, or I'm signing on. Don't talk about mainstream news. I thought you were signing on, and then once you signed on, you would say, I'm on. That's normally what you do. Normally you go, I'm on. It's me, I'm dumb, I'm dumb. Oh, Jesus. That's bad news. Wow! Ladies and gentlemen, YouTubers, right now, Katie Summers has pigtails. So if you go to adultfyi.com or the robblackshow.com, you can see Katie Summers in pigtails. Wow! Yeah, no, I did. I just, like I said, no, I normally, like I said, you normally just say, I'm on, I'm on. So that's all. Not a big deal. I fucked up. Don't worry about it. So Cabernac, or we should say Caberjack, is saying that everybody that was writing stories about him are all bullshit, and that as the story comes out, everybody's going to see that he did nothing wrong. Very interesting. Well, we'll see what happens. Well, fuck it. Let's see what happens. But that's a cool little update. You're our Caberjack update. Every day you got to give us our Caberjack update. You're a raper. No, you're a raper. You're a raper. I like that. You're a raper. That's just a great word to call it. You're a raper. Raper. Yeah, what the fuck is that? I know. Isn't that bizarre? Like seriously, isn't it like fucking? I find it incredibly bizarre that they are. Now, was this kid a top wrestler? Like, was he a top wrestler, a top fucking football player? Like, or is he just like a bench guy? Or is he somebody that I never heard of him? But is he somebody that everybody knows? Like, what do they? He's got to be like mentally unhinged or something, right? Or like, That's weird. Well, what is has the team said anything? They're like, we're not gonna comment it. We're not gonna dominate anything. The kid's fucking retarded. That's just bizarre. It's fucking bizarre. Just this. It's definitely weird when athletes, athletes like that, guys who are obviously are making millions of dollars. They're playing professional football, or professional baseball, or professional boxing, and they do something, and they're or doing stuff, not just something, but other stuff that is incredibly retarded. It really is mind. It's just mind blowing. So, anyways. Anyways, go ahead, give us some other fucking bizarre shit. I'm sure you got it. Well, I didn't know he retired. I didn't know that Michael Phelps actually retired. Really? I didn't know that. totally didn't know he retired, but hey, I could see him. Dude, that guy is probably still in fucking tip-top physical shape, so I could see him coming out. I'm gonna shut my window. All right, well, we'll see Phelps coming back. That's kind of cool. And he could, I guess marijuana hasn't slowed him down. Yeah. Oh my God. Dude, have you seen is the picture around? Wow, that's fucking crazy. Oh, that's so funny. I think it's both. I think they don't pay attention to anything, and I don't think they pay attention to anything, and I think they just did it to fuck with everybody, to do it, to be dicks, to do what they did. Well, we found that it's here. Here's some of the wreckage. Ping, ping. Here's the. Well, here's. It's not a black box. It's a pink box. Oh! What the fuck is going? Who's dead out on Lancashire? Are people dead in NoHo? Jesus Christ! All right, give me something else, NoHo. Come on. Do you believe that? Yeah, I know. Okay, I get it. I get it. But I'm saying the fisherman could easily have gotten a fish, cut it open, and put the stupid rabbit thing in the fucking fish and said, "Look, we found it." That's all I'm saying is, do you think it really happened? It just sounds so crazy. Oh, okay. You're right. It's just so. I don't know. It's just so crazy. But I'm with you. I believe it. Let's roll with it. All right, so and that's you, and you were a big supporter of the gays and the transsexuals and shit like that. You're pretty funny. You're pretty funny. All right, so give me something else. Fuck trains. Well, I don't know. You're a very nice person, and well, help them out. Write them a fucking email and tell them that you want to support them and you want to support the he she and you want to start a fucking rally or something. I don't fucking know. Fuck, my asshole is starting. I feel like I'm getting fucked in my ass from all these fag stories. Go ahead, give me another fag story. I kind of like that slogan. Decay is not okay. I'm telling you, I like gays not okay. Gay is not okay. That's it. I just like that. It just, and you know why I like that? It just rhymes. That's my thing. It's just gay is not okay. Gay is not okay. Gay day's not okay. Gay is not okay. See, it's just got like a whole rhythmic dance feel to it. I like that. It's just got a. If you can come up with another word that is not okay, I'm down for it. Gay, pay, ray, shay, may. May is not okay. May is not okay. See, when we get to next month, I'll start a thing that says May is not okay. May is not okay. May is not okay. If gay is okay, then May is okay. Gay is okay. I'm rolling with the May, gay, pay. What else can we come up with? All right, give me another story. So a girl from Afghanistan. I'm not chewing on anything. Well, I just closed the door. No, I'm not chewing on anything. I'm just closing the door of the noise outside. So now I shut the door and now we're good. Anyways, forget about chewing. There's no chewing going on. Let's talk about this girl. So you're talking about it was just a girl from the United States that said on her tweet, "Hey, I'm from Afghanistan, and on this such and such day, I'm going to do something really bad on this airplane." Hello? 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 Katie Summers, hello? 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 Katie Summers, hello? How did I lose Katie Summers, ladies and gentlemen? That was fucked up. I don't know how I lost Katie Summers. We lost Katie Summers with the news we could use. We were talking about the girl that was calling in a fake bomb to American Airlines. I don't know. You fucking hung up on me, you little cocksucker. Oh, I got it. I got it. I get it now. So it was a girl from a Dutch girl, which means she's from Dutch. They're from Holland. I think it's Holland they're from. So she was from Holland, and she fucking did that. Okay, well fuck her. They should put her fucking ass in jail. That little cocksucker. I mean, Jesus Christ! If you post pictures of fucking dirty things on Twitter, you get suspended. I got to and get in trouble. I got to imagine posting bomb threats would get you fucking a little in trouble on Twitter. Well, fuck yeah! I mean, you can't be fucking phoning in fucking bomb threats for Christ's sake. Ah, that's funny. That's funny. And Jesus Christ, that's not nice. Well, I imagine that girl is going to go to jail for a very long time. Man. Oh God. That's crazy, man. Yeah, yeah, of course. Well, I always wondered when they would start busting the balls of the e-cigarette people. Because you got to think about it, man. That e-cigarette stuff is really inhaling nicotine. And right now, all that stuff is unregulated. I mean, it really is. It's all unregulated. And, I mean, again, I could give two shits. But I would always wonder how they fall under that radar of not getting their balls busted like, R.J. Reynolds and all those tobacco companies do. So we figured it was only a matter of time before motherfuckers got their balls in a sling. And sure as shit, you're starting to see it come down. You're starting to see more specials on the whole e-cigarette phenomenon, and if it's dangerous, and what kind of carcinogens are in it, and yada, 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 yada. You've seen it, man. You've watched them on TV. So it's not surprising that it's coming down the pipeline. So we'll see what the fuck happens. Again, any of those things all come under scrutiny. Anytime you're going under the radar, or I should say under the radar, anytime you're going around an issue, the government's going to come in and talk about it. And when it comes to e-cigarettes, they're unregulated, and anybody can create an e-cigarette. All you gotta do is buy the liquid nicotine from anybody. Basically, anybody can go into e-cigarette production and selling at any time they want. Anybody can. Anybody can, anywhere, anytime, brand their own e-cigarettes and go from there. And you could skate around the fact that it's, doesn't fall under the guidelines of tobacco selling and shit like that. So there you go. Ta-da! What else you got? It's 3:04, sexy lady. A woman in Florida got dragged out of her garage by a huge grizzly bear. And what happened? Did she get eaten or anything? I've never heard of wildlife being compared to homeless people. That's mildly funny. Secondly, I didn't know that there were grizzly bears in fucking Florida. I've never heard of that before. I always hear alligators coming out of places and eating people in Florida. I never heard of a fucking grizzly bear eating somebody. That's definitely new in the grand scheme of things. What's a black bear? What's that? A bear that hangs out in the city, on the city street corners? What's up? And he's like, what's up? I'm a black bear. What up? And they attack people in their garages, unlike a grizzly bear who's out in the fucking jungle and forest. Fucking black bear. Well, it's a big fucking bear. I didn't know any bears were in fucking Florida, at least not in an area that would be chilling and grabbing people in their fucking garages. That sure defies when I would go see my parents in Florida and I would see raccoons getting in the garbage. Never seen a fucking bear. Ha! Ha! That's pretty good. And the funny thing is, I kind of envisioned that when he told me it wasn't just one black bear, it was like a couple black bears. So she was gang raped by a bunch of black bears. That's pretty amusing. So the other black bears were standing guard. They were on the lookout. They let their main black leader of the bears go and do the raping and pillaging of this lady. Wow, so basically it was like black bears from the streets of Baltimore, Maryland. In the in the documentary watched about the black guys that ride the motorcycles on wheelies. So basically it was a bunch of black bears from Baltimore, Maryland who were teaching their little black cubs how to fucking rape and pillage white women in the garage. Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. Horrible. But it's funny. Horrible, but funny. Oh, it's fucking classic. It's horrible. It's classic, but it's horrible. All right, it's 3:11 p.m. Katie Summers, that's it. That's the news that we can use. Give us a big sign-off, you little fucker. Bisu. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Katie Summers and the news that we can use. All right, that was funny when she's like, isn't that funny when she was like, what are you eating? I'm like, I'm not eating anything. Don't worry about it. I know you're eating something. I can tell you're eating. It's like, I'm not eating. You fuck. I'm eating. I'm eating. Don't worry about it. Go back to your black bear rape story, you prick. Alright, guys. It's the Rob Black Show. Man, we are out of control here. We really are. We're out of control. And it's fucking warm out. And as soon as I sign off in 1 minute, I'm going to finish eating my Colosso Matrix bar. That'll be 60 grams of protein I've had today. Had my shake in the morning, and then this bar at 3 o'clock. So I'm kicking with 60 grams of protein. I'm going to do a little fucking lifting tonight, a little rape action, and then we'll, I don't know. I've been watching some new TV shows I'll go over tonight with you guys. They've been pretty good. You guys gotta watch them. Yeah, seriously, I'm going to give you guys a new little list of things I've been watching. Been pretty good. Alright. It's Rob Black. We're out of here. We'll see you guys tonight at 8 p.m. And then I got some stuff I just fucking found online that I'm confused about. So we'll go over that. Anyways, listen to me. It's Monday. It's the 14th. And you know what that means? We got 5 more days left. Actually, we only got 4 more days left. Because Monday's almost over. We got 4.5 days left until next weekend. And next weekend, Bill Maher comes into town. I'm going to see Bill Maher. Hopefully, Katie Summers won't have any surgery to get done on that day to fuck up our plans. Considering she fucked up arena football that day with getting her teeth pulled out. Hopefully she won't tell me she's gonna get her lips done or get new breast implants on this coming weekend. And I think the show is Friday night, guys, so I think we won't be live Friday night, I think. I don't know. I gotta feel this out. Anyways, you fuckers, it's the Rob Black Show. And we'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. And as always, what we're doing here is practicing a thing called intolerance, practicing a thing called hate. And there's a lot of people we don't tolerate, and there's a lot of people we hate. And without further ado, Slayer and the Angel of Death.